In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 rules for becoming a superhero father. So let's get started. Rule number 1, love your kids all the time. Now, the reality is that your kids are going to screw up. They're going to cause problems. They're going to give you challenges that you never even dreamed of. But during all of that, you need to still love your children no matter what's going on in their life. They need to know that when they screw up, you're still there and you still love them. Number 2, be proud to be a dad. Now, sometimes this one is easy. A lot of guys, we've learned how to brag on our kids. Sometimes we've learned how to brag on our kids more than anybody else in the family. And you know, that's okay. We want to do some of that bragging, but be proud of who they are. Be proud of who they're becoming. Don't just be proud if they do something that you happen to like. You know, if they cheer for your favorite sports team, that's okay, but you know what? What if they grow up and they like their own favorite sports team? Are you going to be proud of them making that decision? Are you going to be proud of them choosing a career path that you might not have chosen? Those are the things you're going to have to work to be proud your entire life. So it's easier when they're little. It gets a little harder when they're older, but make sure that no matter what, you are always proud of your children. Number 3, play with your kids. Now, of course, this is easy when the kids are little. As dads, we're really good at roughhousing and running around, and, you know, dad is more likely to kind of let it slide, to jump on the couch maybe a little bit, or jump on the bed, or, you know, some of the other things that might not be allowed in the house. Dad kind of is good at that. Rolling around on the floor, all those sorts of things. And of course, dad jokes. I mean, come on. That's one of the best things of being a dad. We get dad jokes. So we have all these opportunities to play. But when your kids get a little bit older, have you lost that? Have you lost the playing with your kids aspect? Of course, the games are going to change. The things that you do, that's obviously going to change. But you need to always find an opportunity to play and be playful with your children. Let them know that it's not all work and serious and achieve and produce, that playing is okay and it's a good part of your life. Number 4, teach your kids to work. Now, we just talked about playing, and obviously that's lots of fun, but the flip side of that, you need to teach your kids the importance of hard work and accomplishing something. Now, this one will not be as easy as the playing one, right? Playing is fun. We like to do that, but teaching the kids to work, that's harder, but you've got to do it. They need to understand, what is it like to do a job, preferably a job they didn't want to do, and finish it and feel that accomplishment, that pride of knowing, I did this thing as good as I could to the best of my ability and it's done. We need hard workers in this world, and you get to set the example for them by teaching them the importance of working hard. Number 5, pray for your kids. Now, I talked earlier about the challenges, and I'm going to bring it up again in a moment, but your kids are going to have challenges in their lives. You need to be praying for them. Not just that they get the stuff that they're after, but be praying that they're going to gain wisdom, knowledge, experience out of the situations that they find themselves in. Of course, as parents, as fathers, we never want anything bad to happen to our kids, but it's going to. So don't teach them that the idea of prayer is this magical solution to problems. Teach them over time that prayer is a way of communicating with God, and that's what you want to set an example for them as you talking with God the Father. So pray for your kids that they are able to grow into great adults in their lives. Number 6, let your kids fail. Now, this one is hard, especially in the world we live in today, where it seems like most parents want to protect their children as the precious little snowflakes covered in bubble wrap. But the reality is, life's hard. They're going to fall down. It's much better if they learn how to fail and get back up with you there than after they're out on their own as adults and they've never experienced any failure in their life at all. Because then when it happens, it can be crushing to them. So you need to let them fail. You might even create opportunities for them to fail, knowing it's going to happen. So then you can teach them, how did you learn from this experience? What are you going to do differently next time? How do you take this failure and turn it into something that helps you grow and become a better human being? Number 7, stand behind your kids. Now, when they're little, not a problem here. But as they're growing up, as they're becoming teenagers and young adults and adults themselves, they're going to make decisions that you don't agree with. You need to be standing behind them. That does not mean you agree, but it means that they know that you're there. No matter what's happening in their lives, they know they can count on you as dad. You're going to be there. You're going to have their backs when stuff's going completely chaotic. You're gonna be there. So make sure that they know no matter what's happening in their lives, you're standing behind them, you're supporting them, you're encouraging them, you're continuing to provide for them. You're always gonna be there as the rock that they need you to be. Number 8, hug and kiss your kids. Now, this might sound kind of weird, and this is maybe easy when your kids are little. You know, they're a couple years old and you're rolling around on the floor and you're playing and all this stuff we talked about before. It's kind of easy to do that. But as they're getting older, don't forget the importance of this affection from you as father. You have a very unique role in their lives. They need to know that it's okay to give you a hug. They need to experience that warm, positive, encouraging contact with you. So give them a hug, give them a kiss. It's okay. They're going to appreciate it. Number 9, show your kids respect. Now, when your kids are little, as you're noticing a bit of a pattern here that these all change as they get older. But as your kids are little, it's easy. But when they're getting older and they go back to the ideas we talked about earlier of the decisions you don't agree with, you still have to be respectful to them. And again, doesn't mean you have to agree, but it means you respect who they are. Your job as dad is to let your children grow up and to teach them how to grow up into good adults. And part of that is encouraging them to become whomever God created them to become. They're not supposed to be little clones of you. They're supposed to leave the house and become their own people. And you have to respect their decisions as they go along the way. Now, there might be some hard conversations to have there. They might have chosen some friends or done some things that you know are wrong and you know are going to cause problems in their lives. But instead of just simply commanding them, I'm dad, this is what you're doing, like the other discussion we had, let them fail, let them learn, let them be there, and then be the person that's always supporting them and respecting them and help them through the challenges of their life. You're not supposed to just be a playmate. One of your primary roles is to be a teacher. And in all of these things you're doing, you're helping them grow up into good young adults. Number 10, keep your kids safe. Now, this one comes somewhat naturally to us as dads. And especially when, you're in a parking lot with your child and they're walking out and they don't see the car, you grab them by the shoulder and you pull them back. So we know this part. We have this down pretty good. The physical protection aspect of our kids, we're good at that. Somebody comes along and starts to threaten our family, threaten our wives, threaten our children. We'll move into action pretty quickly there. But there's another part of protecting your kids that most men don't think about. And that's how are you protecting them online? The amount of stuff that your kids have exposure to today will blow your mind, and you have to protect them from that. You have to teach them about strangers communicating with them online. You have to teach them all the dangers and risks that go along with being online. That's part of protection. I mean, what's the point of physically locking your house if you're going to let somebody into your house through your daughter or son's computer? You always have to be protecting your family. Now to the bonus one. I was going to keep going, but I've only got 10 fingers, so I had to stop counting at 10 there. But this bonus one applies to everything else that we've been discussing. It should be the rule that's present in everything that you do in your entire life as a father. And that's to remember the importance and the power of love in your home and to say, I love you to your children. It blows my mind how many dads literally don't say the words, I love you. Not only to their wives, which is a different discussion for another day. Guys, you need to be saying I love you to your wives. Yeah. But say I love you to your children, to your daughters, and to your sons. Now, if you haven't done this for a while or forever, it might be very awkward the first time you do this, but it will get more comfortable as you do it. So work through that initially. If you're one of those guys that doesn't say I love you, say it. Let them hear the words from you. Next time you're giving them a hug, just I love you. And don't do the silly I love you man that seems kind of like a joke. Go ahead and do that if you want to, but make sure you do the heartfelt, real one, truly from your heart. Let your kids know and hear that you love them all the time. All right, guys, so if you follow these 10 rules and you make this part of your life every single day, I guarantee you're on the path to becoming the superhero father that you know you can be. So be sure to subscribe, like, and leave me a comment below. I'd love to read what you're thinking about this video. And if you know someone else who would also like this, please go ahead and share it with them. So thanks for watching. Until next time.